G'day again. I have another little topic just to break things down a little more. So this topic is presence, about being presence, and how that creates heaven on earth, yeah? It's a good one. So, let me get started. So, I just had this, I was just going over my last video, and then like all this extra information come to me, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get on. And I'm going to try and like, what do you call it, like free ball it. So, there we go. I have written some notes, but mostly I'm just going to try and free ball and see what happens. So, being present, right? So that means not dwelling on the past and not being fearful of the future, okay? Now, for some people that's easy, for others, that's like, what? You know? Okay, so how does that work, right? So, let's start with, sometimes we avoid, we think we're avoiding, right? We think we're avoiding. How does that make sense? We think we're, so we may have something we're fearful of. For example, a good example. I'll just keep going. That example will come to me. We will be worried about something that's happened in the past. Is that you, Bob? Yeah, sorry. We will be worried about something that's happened in the past, and we will just focus on a certain aspect of that, right? And it will repeat over and over and over. So we don't get to kind of like overcome these things. We're remaining in the past, really, which is not productive because we're in the present, and it doesn't help moving forward or, you know, kind of progressing through cycles in life. I'll go back to that later. But basically, think about it like this, right? So on a day-to-day, what are you thinking about? I want you to pay attention to your thoughts. I really want you to pay attention to your thoughts. So if you're thinking, oh man, what's the thought? Like, fuck, I'm so mad about blah, blah, X, Y, Z. You know, I can't believe they fucking did the blah, blah, blah yesterday. Or, you know, I need to go and do this because blah, blah, blah. Just whatever it is, I want you to pay attention to it, right? And so the things that cause you pain, or the things that are, what I want you to do when you're with these thoughts, not the best example, but what I want you to do when you're with these thoughts, right, is I want you to, so I've got like being present, living in the present moment, believing good things will happen. So I want you to believe good things will happen. And if you can't believe things will happen, like, so if you're sitting there like, what can I believe in something good that's going to happen? What can I think about? And you don't think about anything, then watch where your mind goes next, right? Where does your mind focus? Now, has it gone to like an old story? Are you reflecting on a situation? Are you feeling anxious? Are you thinking about a pain that you experienced? Where does it go? That's the question for you, right? Where does it go? And so when it goes to this place, I want you to sit with that shit, right? So say it goes to like, oh, I'm so fucking tired, man. Like, I never get rest. I'm just always so tired. There's a good example, right? Okay. So you're tired, right? Why are you so tired? Because I'm always dealing with the kids, for example, and they keep me up all night. Okay. So then what? Like, could you, like, do you have help? No, I'm the only one who deals with the kids at night. Say you've got a partner, this is an example, that already highlights, boom, like, you're doing this all yourself, you're exhausted, yeah? And you feel like you're doing it alone. I just want you to keep digging with the thoughts, and I'm not trying to make you create enemies around you. I just want you to see where they come from, because this is going to help you, right? So what I'm talking about, so here's an example. Here's my example. The other day, I spent hours doing work on the computer. I was fucking exhausted because it's mental work, numbers and shit like that, right? By the time I was done, I was fucking over it. So fucking over it, right? So over it. I've gone to drop off the information that I had, and in my mind, I was like, I'm just going to do this, blah, blah, you know, I'm not going to do anything else. And I kept hearing, oh, we're just going to give you this stuff, but don't do it tonight. I said, yeah, I'm not going to do it tonight. I was just being real passive about it, you know. I can say, hey, it's fine, I'm not going to do it tonight, I've done it tonight. And then, oh, there's this and there's that, okay, yeah, no worries. Okay, well, can you just quickly look at this before you go? Because I'm saying I'm tired, I'm going to go now. And then I get, can you quickly look at this before you go? Now, I didn't have boundaries before, I'll just say it like that. But I was like, no, I'm going to get going, like, I'll look at it tomorrow, I'm real tired, you know. oh no, well, it's just this one thing. Can I just bring it over? And I'm like, I did say I was tired, but sure. So I'm looking over and I'm like, oh, there's a question about this. Yeah, no, but that's just because of this and that. Yeah, not a big deal. Okay, cool. Well, can you just look at this as well? And then she put something else there. It's like, no, I'm tired. Like, no, I'm trying to make excuses to get up. I've already said no like 3 or 4 times already, and I'm not being heard. I don't have good boundaries. That's what's showing up right there. But immediately, I didn't think that, of course. I was just like, snappy. No, and then I started getting more snappy. Look, I need to go now. I've said I've had enough for today. I'm going. And I literally just went, I'm going, right? As I'm walking out, now, I've got other things going on in my life, of course, not just work, as we all do, yeah? So there are underlying factors that are happening in our lives that are also affecting other things. Of course they are, yeah? So when you've got stresses and things like that, and the lines of work and home kind of blur, again, that's a lack of boundaries, right? So I've gotten to go headed off to my car, and I'm feeling a bit upset by this point because in my mind, a lot of things are coming up. I'm tired, I'm hungry, thinking of these things. I miss my kids, like I just fucking over this. This has all been so fucking stressful, and I said I was done, like there's like 5 different things. I've jumped in the car and I said to my boss, look, I'm almost at this point feeling like I'm going to cry. I just want to go. I'm sorry for being rude. I say I'm sorry for being rude, and I've got to go. And anyway, I've jumped in my car and I've driven off, and in my car I'm thinking, you said no. Why didn't they listen when you said no? And then I was thinking, yeah, you lack boundaries. No one's used to hearing you say no. That's foreign. That's literally like a foreign language, because you constantly are helping. You're constantly giving in, constantly doing the thing for everybody. And that's just normal for everybody. So when you don't perform like you normally would, suddenly it's almost like you don't even fucking heard, because that's not even an expectation that they had. There's not even an expectation you were ever going to say no, is there? So, it's like, oh, what? What now? What now? Anyway, so that's a revelation. No boundaries, a lack of boundaries. And that's come up in for a few of my relationships. So it's really funny. And not only that, I said sorry. For fucking what? I was telling my daughter, and she said the same thing. When people bump into her, she says sorry. She's the one that's literally been walked into, and she's saying sorry. There's people out in the world that are like, we're so soft, and we've lacked boundaries for so long that we don't notice that we're being walked all over, or that there's people around us that are taking advantage of us, and they're just so used to you being there that there's never really a thought that you won't be, And I'm not saying you have to leave these situations. I'm just saying, like, addressing these thoughts and being present in the moment, this is really what it's about. And digging deep into that is that these things that happen to us and we don't address them, and they just build up and they build up and they build up, and then suddenly we'll have an explosion. Oops. And we might not really notice where the fuck it even came from, because there's such a piling going on, that it's all a bit much, So no boundaries, or a lack of expressing those boundaries, and being worthy, really, because like, if we don't acknowledge that we need fucking space and time, and that this is what we like, you give that to somebody else if they were in a situation where they were not performing in their normal way. If they were overwhelmed, some people just keep pushing. It's like they have no fucking self-awareness. And yeah, maybe some people don't, but others of us notice when there's something not right, and we maybe just step back a little bit, and give people space. And so there's an expectation, let's be real, that you do that for others. Why the fuck isn't that able to be done for you? Well, if that's not something you've been thinking about, I want you to fucking think about it. Because honestly, you're out there treating people like queens and kings, mate, and you're being treated like a peasant. Or you're allowing treatment that is not equal. It's pretty nice. Sorry, not a peasant. You know, like, it's not an equal give and take. What you offer is not being reciprocated. And honestly, that's not okay. Because eventually your cup's going to be empty. Because if you're only getting drips back and you're pouring from yours, it's going to run out a whole lot quicker. And you may find, if you're anything like me, that you will continue anyway, even when your fucking cup's empty. And then when it's bone dry and you're on the bones of your ass and you don't understand why, here I am. So, when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling annoyed, when you're feeling whatever you're feeling, I want you to sit with those thoughts and just dig a little. And sometimes, initially, if you're not used to doing this, it might actually, you might not get anywhere, you might not feel you get anywhere, but just sit with it. You can use a journal, you can use voice recording, you can use a video. You don't have to show anyone. This is for you, yeah? So to help unravel it. So how you unravel it is you just sit with it. So I promise you this is worth it, right? So I went to the beach yesterday and sat with mine. I was like, fuck, man. And it was just saying the scenario out. This is what happened. I fucking said this and I said that. Fuck. No boundaries. No, that's what came to me. No boundaries. You've not expressed boundaries. You always say yes. That's what I said. I always say yes. All those angry things we say, listen to those things. I never say no to you. I always do what you need me to do. I'm always there for you. These are the things. Write them down. Write that angry shit down, because you're gonna find the problem. You're gonna find the issue. You're gonna find the lack, and you can fucking fix it. Like, how you can fix it is just literally because you found it. You found it. Now you found it. When you see it, you can't unsee it. Okay, right? So this is how we're gonna work it out. So we're gonna write it down. You're gonna express it out. And just sit quietly with it. Try not to distract yourself with music. Well, not necessarily music, but with music's good actually. But don't scroll and things like that. I want you to just sit with it, yeah? It's going to be difficult. Go outside, get annoyed. Let the annoyed out. Write it. Express it. Fuck, I'm so annoyed. Fuck, why did they do that to me? Or fuck, what am I going to, how fucking dare they? Say all the things out. Because it's those things that we're keeping buried that unravels it for us. You understand? It's going to unravel it for you. So, as you're doing this, you sit with it, and once you have, pulled it apart, pick it apart. Who the fuck does that? As in, I never say no. Fuck. Why do people listen to me and I don't say no? Okay, so I don't say no. So, do they ever say no to me? Just pick it apart. Just pick it apart in all different ways. Who else do I know that does that? Do I have friends that do that? Do I have friends that also, sort of don't say no, or do lots of things, or, and just you're just trying to understand it, yeah? Because the more you understand it, the more you can recognize it. And the more you can recognize it, the more aware of it you are, and therefore there's a high chance you won't fucking ever put up with it again, yeah? Within yourself or in a situation. And that is how you just build that strength, right? So, feeling it until it passes. Because once you unravel it enough, the tears will stop flowing. The pissed offness will drift away. And because you would understand it inside fucking out, yeah? And that's what we want. We want you to understand it inside out so that you can fully read the cycle, right? So, ponder it. Why do you feel like that? And try to break it down. That's what I've written. Try to break it down. So break it down as much as you can. Even who does that in my family? Who have I seen do that? Where the fuck have I picked that up from? And I'm not asking you to do that so that you can go and fucking dress that person down and be like, you fucking made me like this. It's just trying to understand where it came from. Because it takes the emotion out of it, in a sense. You start to understand where your emotions come from. And the more you can understand that, the more you have control over them. It's a good thing, right? So, what are we going to do with that then? So we're going to do that. So then, when you're doing this, right, sometimes it can be really fucking draining, yeah? So if you've done that and then the next day you don't want to do that with anything else, take a fucking break. Listen to yourself, yeah? Take a break. Because it can be sometimes heavy. You call it heavy, heavy stuff, and sometimes we can only handle so much heavy stuff. So give yourself a break. There's no We're not on the clock. There's no time frame on this, okay? If you have some other shit to do, go do that, come back. It's not going to go anywhere, right? You might have that feeling again if you don't, but the whole idea of this is that with each of these things that come up, the more we learn to understand them, the more we spend time on them. And I know that not a lot of people spend a lot of time on them. We have our explosion, and then they retreat, say sorry, whatever. Some people really do say, I think it's from this or that, but other people don't really want to. I'm telling you, when we're so busy and when all this shit's going on in society, we need to be doing this because this is the inner work stuff, yeah? This is how you create an opportunity to be present, right? Because without all this shit that's going on, if we're addressing the inner chaos, which is the anxieties, the depressions, the pains, the sharpness, the fucking rudeness, the this, that, why am I behaving like that? Where does that come from? Why do I feel like I have to be angry today? Or what the fuck pissed me off today? Or why did that road rage incident last all fucking day for me? Why was I angry about that the whole day? Because I can guarantee you, 15 years ago, if I had a fucking road rage incident, it literally fucked my whole day. Fucked my whole day. One thing. Now, if that's where you are, you got work to do, right? So, once we start to address these things, hit next one, and I can help you if there's particular topics you want to, help with, anything like that. I'm happy to help. But what that creates is an opportunity more and more often to be present in the moment, which means you can be relaxed. It helps your nervous system relax. It creates self-awareness. It creates awareness of others. It creates harmony in here. It takes away the chaos in here. And when you have harmony and no chaos in here, guess what the outer world looks like? A whole lot less fucking stressful, I can tell you. If you've got chaos in here, all you see is chaos out there. And that is like fucking so stressful. It's like a double down of what you already don't need to do. Like life can be hard already. And with all that turmoil, all you see is turmoil. All you attract is turmoil. It's insane, right? Literally. You are what you attract. You attract what you are. I'll go into that another day. But, yeah. So I hope I've driven that point home of being present. Because once we can learn to get to that point, addressing the things that are bothering us and trying to sort of pick them apart, and like I said, you can journal. It doesn't have to look a fucking certain way. Dear diary, mate. Dear diary, I'm fucking angry today. Video, I'm venting. Fucking who cares what it sounds like? There's no perfect way to do it. It's what works for you. Meditating, we're going to that later. It's what works for you. I want you to be focused on what works for you, not what everyone else is doing. What works for you. Because if you're trying to be focused on doing it a certain way, because this is how you've been told to do it, that's kind of like taking your focus off the fucking point, yeah? So I don't want you to worry about structure. I just want you to worry about getting it out. Getting it out. Why am I doing this? Why am I so upset? What's bothering me? Why am I so snappy at my fucking kid? Why does that bother me? Why does this bother me? Why would it bother me? But anyway. Yes, so that internal work, that is internal work. That's doing the inner work on yourself, understanding yourself. And I believe that's like one of the most important things we're here to do is understand ourselves. Because it breaks patterns and cycles within our lineage, and that's going to create fucking epic shifts for us all. Epic shifts. We things that we wouldn't at times fathom if we don't deal with this shit here. Once we deal with this, we can start to fathom why things can look so great and life can be so positive. Yeah? Because right now, we're being told to suppress our feelings, we're getting antidepressants, and we're being told to fucking, have a vape, have a this, have a that, have a drink, like all these things that are being used to quash those feelings. That works for a time, sometimes for a lifetime. But that creates disharmony in a whole fucking different way. We'll go into that another day. But those vices only work for so long. And then you need something else and something else. Because it's just all fucking building up, And I'm not here to tell you to build it up. I'm here to tell you to fucking I can chuck it out. What, that one? Chuck that one out, yeah? And just empty that shit so we can start to have the life that we dream of, the life that we deserve. So, I want that for you. I love you so much, and until the next topic, bye for now.